James Baldwin was mentioned earlier, and he's one of the biggest heroes of mine, the black American writer and activist. Once was asked a question by a journalist. The journalist asked, James, what's it like to grow up poor, black, and gay? And he said, well, I guess I hit the jackpot. And I guess I kind of relate to that because I was born into poverty myself, and I was abandoned by my mother, who I loved later in life, when I was 1.5, and I was brought up in a children's home. And so I find it really amazing that I stand here before you today to accept this award, because today certainly is a jackpot for me. But it's not the first time, as Paul mentioned, that I've been here wearing a cap and a gown, way back in the 20th century, not exactly telling you when. I was the first in my family to go to a place called University. Sussex had the honour of giving me 4 years to find out who I am, where I am, and where the hell I was going. I repaid the favour, of course, by not using my degree at all during my professional career in any other way, but that's another story. In fact, as a boy, I didn't even know what a university was. At 15, I'd failed all my exams. I wasn't really much going to school, but some inspiring teacher bundled me into a van with all the brainy kids in the school, and I was taken to this large, magical place. And this large, magical place, all these kind of kids who were slightly older than me and better dressed, were wandering around free and happy, a lot like you guys in the front rows did in your first year. We were taken to this place, which was a big room, and my classmates asked, questions about this module and that module, and can I get in with these kind of exam results? And I put my hand up, and I asked 2 questions. First question was, do you have washing machines? Because I had to go to the laundrette every Saturday with mine, and I went back to live with my mum at that time, and my family's smalls mainly, and sat most Saturdays watching a washing machine go around. And then the other question I asked was, can you get your own room? Because for all my life, I'd only shared a room, sometimes with 2 or 3 other people, and sometimes I had to share a bed. So when they said yes, I thought, I'm going to get to university. That's where I'm going to go. The light bulb went on, and I worked my ass off to get to university. The magical place, was Warwick University, which is very close to where I lived. So Warwick University, very close to where I lived, which is why I went to Sussex University, because it was as far away from home as possible. And it was also because of the possibility of finding like-minded young men like me, if you know what I mean. But possibility is the thing I gained most in those 4 years. The possibility to change and grow into a man. The profound possibility that I might, with my small life, be able to do something special. That my sexuality, my race, my gender combined, my jackpot, my difference, could with vision and perseverance find me purpose to serve society in some way. So in this room, I noticed there is a lot of possibility. Each new graduate here is so much more than the sum of their parts. My jackpot stands as a testament to all of you. It says, stand tall in the possibility of a future that will have a lasting impact. And I want to speak particularly to those who think themselves outsiders. I'm talking to people of colour. I'm talking to people who are trans, lesbian, gay, bisexual, non-binary, or gender fluid here in this auditorium and beyond, or any combination of those. I'm saying what you do today, from this day forward, matters most. That you will always, always face some kind of hurdle from mainstream society, but do not become discouraged. Instead, take courage that even in the recent past, you are standing on the shoulders of giants. That your gain is also the world's gain. That you are just as powerful in shaping the world for yourself and others and your generation in your own image as straight white men. I discovered quite early on in life that there's no route map. Nobody tells you, the direction of travel. That life goes in tangents, not straight lines. And that you may face hurdles and failure. And success, in whatever way you define it, demands that you get up again and try again and again and again if necessary. Because in doing so, you just might be the exception to the rule. We live nowadays, particularly online, in a world of increasing division, of sexism, racism, homophobia, anti-immigrant and anti-Muslim sentiment. So whether you're an engineer, a nanoscientist, a social scientist, a performance artist, I encourage you to be the best version of yourself in support of a world that supports all difference, and to remember that always your contribution can make an impact. So if a poor black kid from Coventry can grow up to move mountains, can get a jackpot, then I'm sure you can too.